right, got a couple of folks joining. Just finishing up the prep for this happy little seascape in today's video. And all I'm doing here is putting some alizarin crimson mixed with dark sienna. And we're ready to start. Welcome, welcome. Looks like we're getting some viewers joining. Hopefully you got your paints out. Speaking of which, it might help if I tell you what paint we are using. This is a very limited palette, and then I'll explain the canvas. Not using a whole lot. We've got, sorry about the glare, we've got titanium white, phthalo green, phthalo blue, dark sienna, alizarin crimson, and then some bright red down here at the bottom. That's all that we're going to need for this painting. Now, I set the canvas up previously before I went live. We've got, this is an 18 by 24 pre-stretched double prime canvas. Up here, all I have is some Bob Ross liquid clear. Actually, it's all over the canvas. But down here, where I have the black gesso, there's a stripe here of phthalo green and phthalo blue. And then this is alizarin crimson and dark sienna. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Please comment if you can, or please comment if you can't. Either way, hopefully everybody can hear. All right. So, what we're going to do today is we're just going to use a 1-inch brush, and actually, you know what? Let's do the 2-inch brush today. What the heck? I'm feeling crazy. And we're going to start with the sky. And I want to put some gray in the sky. This is kind of a sunset scene. And to make the gray, we're going to use a combination of the phthalo green and the crimson. And that'll make a pretty cool gray color. It actually looks black on your palette. So when you're mixing it up, though, make sure you mix it up well. It's kind of a grayish black. And you might want to put a little white with it, just so that you can tell what color that is. And you can kind of lighten it up so it's not so strong. Otherwise, it's going to be much more closer to the black side. Okay. I'm just mixing this up on the palette while we wait for some more people to join up. All right. Then we're going to use our 2-inch brush. And sorry, I've been having major allergies this week. Hopefully everybody can hear. Let me know if you can. If you can't, maybe let me know that too. Is everybody hearing everything okay? Welcome, welcome. I don't know if you guys can hear. I need some folks to comment. Just let me know if you can't hear anything. Going once. Oh, yeah, well, people are liking it, so I guess that means we're good. All right. Thank you for the likes. So we're going to get a 2-inch Bob Ross 2-inch brush. And just going to load it with this bluish gray color that we've got here. We're just going to come up here. I always like to have the corners darker, and so that's what we're going to do. Make these little crisscross strokes, as Bob calls them. Might refer to them as figures of 8, because I'm just kind of going like this. That's an exaggeration. And we'll kind of darken some of this up. And then we're going to come back and blend it. So don't overthink this, and that's probably the most difficult thing for, especially if you're a new painter, to do, is to just be free with it, just let it go. Don't freak out. There's no accidents here. You don't make mistakes. It's just happy accidents, as Bob used to say. And if you think there should be some gray right there, just put it there. No problem. Not a problem at all. We'll just kind of come down here. And it's going to get lighter and lighter though as you come closer to the horizon, because if it is what you want is kind of a 3D effect. So you want it darker up here, lighter up here, and it'll make it look 3D. Or at least that's what we're shooting for. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. All right, add a little more paint. We're starting to run out. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for all the likes. Hope everybody's having a good day. And you can actually change some of this if you want. If you want, you can add some blue. I think we're just going to kind of keep it as is. Kind of liking this. And just throw this in wherever. But again, as we get closer to the horizon, we're going to get lighter and lighter. Okay? All right. And I think that's pretty good for now. So what you're going to do, you can start to blend this out a little bit. We're almost out of paint. Just going to go ahead and I'm going to take a paper towel. I've got a paper towel on the side here. But I'm going to take that paper towel and I'm going to dry clean it. Just get most of that paint off the brush. There's still some there, but it's not a whole lot. All right. And then we're going to come and just kind of blend some of this together. All right. We're going to blend some of this together. Try to mute down some of it, but not all of it. It doesn't have to all be muted. We want different actions going on, and it'll look like you spent weeks and weeks fighting this painting to do this, and it won't take you but a few minutes. Kind of mix some of that up there. Some of that red's still going to show through, and it's going to look really, really cool. That's a red acrylic. I put that on about an hour ago. The acrylic will dry very quickly, usually about 15 or 20 minutes. I usually try to put it on an hour ahead of time, just in case. And we have some masking tape there. As you can see, we're trying to keep the horizon straight today. All right, so that's it. We can set this brush to the side, and let's clean it. Go and clean them. Now this is odorless paint thinner that I'm using, and I suggest that you use odorless paint thinner. If you use, that's the fun part, to beat the devil out of the brush. But if you use turpentine or anything like that, it's going to stink, and boy, you're going to ruin your marriage, or your girlfriend's going to kick you out of the house, whatever. You're not going to be very popular. Also, please don't use, especially with Bob Ross brushes, don't use soap and water, because it'll make the brush kind of look like my beard, and that's not a good thing. Okay? All right, so now we're going to take that brush. Just use the same brush. It's clean. But if you're going to use the same brush, because you've got liquid clear on the canvas, make sure that it's dry now. Okay, so I dried it off on a paper towel, because if you get paint thinner on here, the two are going to react, paint thinner with that liquid clear, and you're not going to be happy with the results. It has a violent reaction. All right, so I take the brush, and we've just got some white on it. Tap it into that white, and I'm going to show you how to make some clouds really, really easily. This is all you got to do. If you can tap the brush, you can make some happy little clouds just like that. And that's really all it takes. Leave those holes in there. Those holes are going to look pretty cool here in a minute. Okay. Once again, take the brush, tap it. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the sharing. If you haven't shared it, please share. And Let other people find the channel. And then you can put another happy little cloud right in there. I don't know, maybe it comes out kind of like this. Who knows? Maybe there's another one. All right. Sure, we'll put another one right in here. Okay. Now, set that brush down. Take a clean, dry 2-inch brush. Same brush, just it's dry. This one haven't used yet. Turn it up. I'm kind of exaggerating here. I hope you can see it. Turn it up, just like this. And just make little circular strokes. There you go. We're only concerned with the top edge of the clouds. Don't worry about down here. And suddenly, what do you know? What do you know? What's going on? I've been painting for about 10 years now, almost, at this point, on and off. And I still can't believe the effects that you can create just by doing this. It's so cool. It's amazing. Take your brush, if you get a little bit of paint starting to build up, just kind of give them a wrap. Beat the devil out of them again. And again, just kind of come up here and look at that. Look at that. It's really that easy. And then you want to take your brush and kind of fluff these clouds. So we'll do that. Just fluff, 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 fluff. Oops, picked up a little extra paint there, that's okay. Kind of get some of those wispies. It's quite all right. Just come across here, and there you go. We've got a hair right there. If you get a hair, just use the edge of the brush to knock them, take them up. Come back, and boom, there you go. Okay, want to put some more clouds? Easy enough, we can do that. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate everyone that does that. This painting will be available in our Etsy store. We are now a 5-star rated seller on Etsy. You can also get this shirt. This is one of my paintings, actually, in a print all over design. All right, so let's do some more clouds. Oh, there's a big one here. There's a big one. And he comes down, oh yeah, just like that. Just in front of those guys, right in there. And again, it's just the same thing. We just take that brush, and once you've got that cloud, do these in layers, okay? So you come up here, do this blending, and vary the pressure. In some parts, I'm hitting it harder than in other parts, and that'll create little holes, and some of the gray, like right in here, will still show through. And people will wonder, gosh, how did you do that? And they'll think it took you days to figure it out or whatnot. Shh. Don't tell them. Don't tell them the secret. All right, there you go. And again, fluff that cloud up. And be very gentle right on the edges here, because we want to save, I think I said that earlier, but you want to save the top edge as much as you can. Now, I don't like that. I want those to be as rough. That's okay. If you get a little bit of paint on there, don't worry about it. Just give the brush a good wrap. Come in here And there you go. And again, give the brush a good beating. Probably needs it. Take out your hostilities. Beating the devil out of that old brush. All right, we're back to our brush with the white. And hello, welcome. Hope everybody's having a good Friday or Saturday. Gosh, I don't know what day of the week it is. Here we go. We got another one. Woo! Right in here. We are just going cloud crazy today. The clouds are just having a good old time, hanging out, floating around. And that's good. That's okay. That's all right. I'm having a good time, so hopefully they are too. Now, one of the cool things that I like to do when I'm doing seascapes, I like to bring some of these clouds so that it looks like they're coming up over the horizon, just kind of like that. Okay, there we go. And back to our 2-inch brush that we were using as a blender brush. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the shares. If you haven't shared it, share it. If you got questions or anything, please ask them. I will try to answer them as much as I can. I'm trying to watch the chat and paint at the same time. It's just me, so don't worry if I don't answer right away. I try to look and see. All right. And like I said earlier, vary the pressure here. Vary the pressure. And look at that. Look at that. All of these amazing effects. There is no trick to this, really. It's just letting the brush and the paint kind of do their thing. You can kind of flatten out that cloud a little bit if you want. Kind of blend all of that together. Pull the paint, okay. You can pull it. Just like that, there you go. And you're gonna have these little holes, that's really nice. People are gonna think that was the hardest thing in the world. But you know, it really wasn't all that hard. All right. Here we go. Just finished blending this cloud. And look at that. There you go. All sorts of little things are happening. Boy, that kind of looks like a stormy sky. Hanging out on the beach, you might want to get away from the beach a little bit. Looks like the storms are coming. All right. Blend these. Just blend these guys. Just as easy as that. And then just fluff, fluff, fluff. Fluff those clouds up. Fluff these guys up a little bit. And then you can just bring it all together. Just like that. There you go. Just kind of even them out. And just like that, boy, you've got a pretty wild sky in a matter of minutes. I've not been keeping track, but that did not take very long. And suddenly, you got a pretty cool sky. It looks like the storm's coming. Thank you for the likes, the shares. Any kind of little gifts or whatever help to purchase painting and other sort of equipment that we need. You can also purchase this painting. It will be available in our Etsy store probably about 30 minutes after the show airs. Now, if you do purchase this particular painting, just be aware it's going to take about 5 to 7 days to dry before I can send it out to you. You don't want it coming messed up. All right. You can also buy other stuff in the Etsy store. There's a ton of fun merchandise, so just check it out, including this shirt that I'm wearing. And while I do that, I'm going to take off the tape. Now, what we have here is black gesso. We're going to have to get our colors back, and that's not going to be too difficult. I'm going to have to clean a brush, though, so let's clean the 1-inch brush. This is an older 1-inch brush. It's not going to be as much fun to beat him. All right, but we'll still give him a good wrap. And we're going to mix, once again, just like we did earlier. This is Pthalo green and Pthalo blue. I've been kind of erring to the side of the Pthalo green. Pthalo green will give you kind of a really cool minty aqua blue type look. And we just come up here and we place that right in there. Now you're going to notice, if you were close up, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, some of the acrylic isn't, it's like a white line there. Don't worry about that. A little bit of the white showing through. I guess the tape pulled some of it off, but that's not really a big deal. And then just kind of mix all that together. All right. That's where our water's going to be. Okay. Now, sometimes it's fun. There's different ways that you can start doing the water part. Okay. If you got questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to check the chat. See if anybody's asked any questions. I don't see any questions. If you have any, please feel free to ask. It is somewhat difficult to watch the questions here, but I'm doing the best I can. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that white that I have on my palette, and I'm going to pull it out on the knife. Okay? We're going to use the little one this time. And I'm just going to come up here. I'm going to start touching. And, I mean, this is a very gentle touch. Just let the canvas take what it wants. And it's going to give you back what it doesn't. And this is a very effective way to create all these little wave actions that are off in the distance. Now, I don't know if you can see them yet. If there's a way I guess I could move the camera here. Just bear with me. Sorry. All right. Here. Maybe you can see a little bit better there. All right. Hopefully you can see it better now. And just touch, touch, and pull away. And that's one way of just doing these very effective wave actions. Okay, hopefully you guys are able to see that. And on the actual knife, if you can hopefully see, it's just got a little roll of paint on it. Okay. Whenever I reload, I try to come to the central part. You kind of want to look like that. There we go. Just do these little wave actions. All right. Now, with a clean, dry brush, we're going to just use the brush that we were using to blend. This is very, very gentle. You just take it and kind of blur everything out. And suddenly, it's going to start to look like there are all these waves there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, I was using the small knife, but if you wanted to, I'll show you. You can use the big knife. The big knife is the same thing. Small roll of paint. Once again, try to come into the central area to start, and just touch. Let it take what it wants, and it'll give back what it doesn't, and that's quite all right. I'm not worried about that. Okay, just like that. Now, we're getting close, so we're going to have to start thinking about our major wave here. Okay? We'll continue with this for a moment. Just like that. All right. And I'm going to go back to our blender brush. And just like that, all of a sudden you got all these cool looking little wave actions going. All right, now it's time to get serious. Enough messing around. Let's get serious. We're gonna get a filbert brush. This is a number 6 Bob Ross filbert brush, okay? And we have to decide now, where does our wave live? It's probably easiest if you figure out where's the bottom of the wave. And I think the bottom of the wave, the beach, is kind of like right in here. Okay? In my mind, that's where the beach is at. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. I'm gonna sketch that in. All right, and welcome if you just joined us for this Saturday event, I guess we could say. All right, where's our major wave live? I think he's gonna be right here. So that's about center. So I don't want the crasher to be too central, so we'll move him over a little bit. And it kind of comes, I don't know, like that. Not too big a deal. And then it's going to come over in here and kind of splash. You're going to have some splashes up in here and all that good stuff. That's going to be our major wave. Just like that. Okay? Now, what we're going to do, once you got the major wave in and decided, take a clean, dry fan brush. Hey, thank you for following. Thank you for liking and sharing. This will be available shortly in our Etsy store. We're just going to start to pull these back. You're not really concerned about anything except this line. We want to preserve that line. Okay? This makes it look like there's a trough behind it. So you just start pulling. You can, if these are too bright, you could take this brush. If you're like, I don't know, those are too bright. Okay. You're gonna pick up some paint. That's all right. Just boom, there you go. Just like that. Okay, put that down. Get that filbert brush again. Reload it. This is just titanium white. Want another wave here. Just like that. Just put it right. You want them there? Put them there. No big deal. Take your fan brush once again. And gotta make the little wave noises. Just kind of imagine water's crashing and playing. Well, look at that, all of a sudden, put some back in here. Pull this back too. These waves are gonna get upset. We don't want them to feel like we left them out. Jealous waves are not any fun. All right. Let's see here, just continue with that. Look at that. It's that easy. That easy. All right, welcome, welcome. I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. Hey, thank you, Diana Lopez. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you've got questions, feel free to ask. I will try and answer them, but it is a little difficult. It's just me, so don't get upset if I don't see your question like right away. All right, so we're gonna take our white. I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of phthalo green. I'm gonna come up here. This is a filbert brush, okay? And I'm just gonna plop them right here, okay? And now very, very rough you're gonna scrub. This is gonna be the eye of the wave right in here, okay? And just scrub them in. And then over here, just gonna kind of let them get darker, darker, darker. And you wanna kind of keep that little line right there, okay? I kind of messed them up there, but that's okay. We can fix that. We don't make mistakes. And that's just an opportunity to practice our techniques. So don't worry about it. All right. The wave is coming like this, okay? Just so you can kind of see it. All right. Now, once you've done that, wipe your brush. And you can do one of two things. Well, that's a dirty brush. We can't use him. Here's a clean one. I'm going to use a 1-inch brush, okay? Hey, Zoe, thanks. Thanks. Happy trees, definitely. Happy waves, happy clouds, right? Everybody's happy. Here, take this 1-inch brush, turn it up, and we're going to blend. Just going to kind of start to blend this. You can blend it till it's almost as smooth as silk. And then I'm going to start kind of forming that wave. He's coming over. And as you get further away from this part, the wave is going to lay kind of less extreme, if that makes any sense. Okay, it's going to kind of lay flatter. All right. Just like that. And that's really all there is to it. Okay? Now, if you want, if this isn't bright enough, you can come back in here with white on your fan brush and you could add some more. But I think I'm liking the way it is, so we're going to just leave him just like that. Okay? All right. Put that brush down, get another brush. Now we got to do the pretty parts. Okay? Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the likes. The gifts and stuff really do help support the channel, help me buy more brushes and paint. If you're interested in actually purchasing this painting, it'll be available on our Etsy shop in about 30 minutes after I finish. I'll take some pictures and get it loaded up and stuff. But just remember, this particular painting will be about 5 days before I can ship it out to you. Thank you, Bubba. I appreciate that. You're awesome. Thank you so much. You can purchase this on Etsy. It's actually going to be it's 20% off right now. Through today, everything in the Etsy store is 20% off. I think through tomorrow. Sorry. But let's continue. Now we got to put in our foamy stuff. And for our foamy stuff, we're going to make up a dark lavenderish color, okay? And it's mostly alizarin crimson and phthalo blue, just mixed together. Doesn't take much. Well, that's a little more blue than I wanted, but that's okay. I was hoping it would be more to the red side. That phthalo blue is really strong. When you come up here, you got to decide now. Ooh, almost forgot. How could I forget the crashing over part? Boy, just got so excited. We're going to get a little fan brush. This is a Bob Ross number 3 fan brush. Okay? Almost forgot this part. This is the fun part. Watch. Come up here. Turn it over. Just like that. Looks like water crashing over. If it's a little bit, if it's like not sticking, kind of like that is, what you can do is take some liquid white, or you can take some paint thinner, but I don't like using paint thinner in this situation. As I explained earlier, we've got liquid clear on the canvas. So what I'm going to do is actually take some thin oil and just put it in a little bit. I mean, this is like a drop. This is a drop of thin oil with that white, and watch. It's just gonna make that. And now you might get away with coming back over that once, maybe twice, but be careful. Here. There we go. There we go. Okay, just like that. That's just the water crashing over. Okay, put that paintbrush down and get our shadow color, and this is a number 6 filbert. Now we come in. Now we're going to get serious. This is going to be the shadow of the crash and the splash and the churning. The water's just carrying on. And all you're doing is setting the brush down. And literally, there you go. You can see all the crashing and splashing. It's carrying on. And just like that. This also helps us to tell where our beach is at. This is kind of rolling up on the beach and crazy, crazy. Okay. And it also helps you to form this. And you can kind of take this brush and take off some of that paint. It's pretty thick. So we're going to use it to blend, just like that. Blend that part over. And we take our filbert brush that had the white on it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see if there's any questions. Trying to see questions. Not seeing any. Okay. I'm going to load this up with white. You can see it's got a lot of white on here. I don't know, you just start about right here and just go like this. Just above that shadow. And you're going to get all of those happy little splashies. Okay? Picks up some of that undercolor. That's okay. Wipe the brush. Give it a good dry clean. Get some more white paint. Come back here. Maybe start up here. It's crashing and splashing and carrying on. Who knows? I don't know. Just like that. All of this good stuff. Now, you can turn it over, and maybe this part out here is kind of bright. Okay. Just like that. No, shoot, there we go. Just like that. Maybe there's some more over here. And then, there you go. Take the 1-inch brush that we were using as our blender brush earlier. Tip it up. And you're just going to kind of blend this, bring this all together. This is just like clouds. It's just the same thing, really. These are just clouds down here, that's all. You can do the clouds, you can do this. And be careful because you don't want to get rid of all those splashes. And just like that, there you go. All right, we're in business, moving right along. Hope everybody's enjoying it. If you've got questions or comments, please feel free to ask. And we're going to continue. I'm going to put some of these brushes in the paint thinner here because getting a mess. Now, it's time to start thinking about our beach here. What we want to do, and this might be my favorite part. Take your knife. You've got a little bit of white paint, just a little roll of white paint. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. And all of a sudden, this water that's coming up onto the beach. You're going to bend this knife though. Bend this knife. Bring it up onto the beach. Just like that. Again, a little roll of paint. Each time I'm just reloading. And it looks like there's water running up onto the beach. Now, take a fan brush. And you're going to start pulling it back. Pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. Pull it back. And it's going to look like this is the remains of a previous wave. And it's just getting sucked right back into this new wave as he comes on to the beach here. Just like that. Some of these, it's really fun. You can start to pull down and it'll make it look like the sand is wet right there. And you could do this with a 1-inch brush, a 2-inch brush. I just happen to have the fan brush in my hand. So, you know what the heck? Let's make this look like the sand is wet right there. Probably saying, oh, you messed up. Don't worry. You messed up your waves, but don't worry. Well, I might have, but let's see. Then you just come back. And suddenly it looks like wet dirt there. That easy. Pick up your knife again. Get a little roll of paint. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the gifts. All of that stuff really does help to buy painting supplies. If you want to recreate some of that, all you got to do, and that's the stretcher bar there, so it's giving us a little bit of trouble, but not too much. Again, reload. And I am really bending this knife. It almost feels like it's going to break. But it never does. Old Bob's stuff really does work well. Thank you, Bob. Some more. And look at that. It just looks like there's water just rushing up onto the beach. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you for the likes, for the gifts, everybody. Really does help. We're going to come back here and watch. Just start pulling. Again. Pull some of that. And there you go. Now, if you don't like that you've only got one wave on the beach, you can do another one in here. Real simple. Just get yourself some more paint. And that easy. You've got another one. That's right there. Take your fan brush. And there you go. That one came out a little too thick than compared to what I wanted, so just pull down. Looks like wet sand. There you go. You can blend it. And it just looks like the sand is really wet there. That's simple. That's simple. Okay. Now, I see we've got to do some more stuff here. We've got more work to do. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to take a brand new filbert brush. A brand new liner brush. Sorry, this is a script liner brush. I'm going to dip it, or I just dipped it in thin oils. Okay. And hopefully, now we're going to start doing all of our little, all the little foamy patterns that are coming up and climbing up and down on this wave here, just like that. Just bring it down, just like that. This guy was new. Okay, clean him out a little bit. Get him back into that thin down white paint. We need a little, thin it down a little more. And I'm not thinning it down on purpose. I'm with paint thinner. I'm using thin oil because the paint thinner will have a violent reaction with the liquid clear. And we just kind of come in here. Bring some of this up just like that. All sorts of little doodads that are climbing up the wave. And this will give that wave that kind of motion, that look that it's water that's moving. Just, if they are too bright, you can just go over them once or twice and they'll disappear just like that. Very simple. Get some more paint. Maybe, I know. Maybe there's one that's coming up just like this. There we go. You got all these little foamy patterns that are coming from the beach. These are very fun to do. It'll give that wave life and character. It won't just look dead. Like I said, if it looks like one's a little too bright, you can go over it just once or twice and it'll get muted down. There we go. All right. I love doing seascapes. Welcome. Let's see if there's any questions. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the shares, thanks for the gifts. All of that stuff does help if you're enjoying the process here. Helps to ensure that I can buy more supplies. All right, just kind of bring that down. A little bit too bright. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Just like that. There we go. Now, take our 2-inch brush. Make sure it's dry and clean. And boy, that is a very, very light touch. Just like that. Kind of blur it just a little bit. And then one thing that I always suggest is step back about 6 feet, give or take, and look at your painting, because sometimes when you're up close, you really can't see things. I'm liking it so far, so we're going to continue with this white that is thinned out with some thin oil. And just in here, we're going to kind of do this. Just add a little bit of interest to some of these waves that are off in the background. I mean, you could also do some foamy patterns, kind of right in there. Just like that. Maybe there's some that are climbing back up in there. There we go. There we go, just like that. Feels like there should be something right there. All right. Step back. See if you like what you're seeing. And I think, now this is the hard part, because there's a part of me that wants to do more, but I've learned sometimes you don't want to fiddle with it too much. There is a point at which it's too much. Now I do see, this feels like there should be some more splashing stuff in here, kind of like that. And it feels like there should be a few more splashes in here. But other than that, I think this is just about done. So now we're going to take some red. This is just bright red. And this is thinned down. Now this I'm thinning down with paint thinner. And the reason is because I purposely left this area with a little bit less liquid clear, specifically for this. I really didn't put any liquid clear there. And now it's time, of course, for the best part, where we sign our signature. So, sadly, I have a very long last name, so it takes a little bit of paint to make sure I'm not misspelling my own name. All right, and that is how you do this particular seascape. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please follow us, give us a like, share. This painting will be available in about 30 minutes on our Etsy store. And we got a bunch of other merch, including this all-over print shirt. So go check it out. Thank you very much for liking, for sharing, and for gifting. And we'll see you next time.